YouTube, Sandman here. Thought I'd come with you guys with another video. I know we're doing an 18 video, but hey, what the hell? I had an idea and I thought we'd have a little fun. So, I went over to my 2K17. Yeah, man, I gotta load it. There we go. I went over to 2K17.
Welcome to MLB The Show 18.
And I reloaded
First
up
off,
my,
let's get you up to speed on one of our new features.
I realized that on 18, the knuckleball is not set up the same way it is on 17. On 17, you want the knuckleball to be as slow as possible. Like you want your actual velocity to get as low as possible. You actually want to let it fall as your career goes. That's not the way that 18 is set up. 18 is set up where the knuckleball needs speed. So what we did was went ahead, I didn't overcap anything. Everything is simply at max cap, because if you haven't, well, apparently it's not. Some of it I left alone, apparently. That's all right. If you haven't played through like your first season to where you finally get picked up by the to the majors or whatever, it's a waste of fucking time. Like, it really is, because it doesn't track anything you do for that whole season. Like, I mean, you have your stats and everything, but they don't count. Like, they don't count against your career or anything like that. And so you're just literally wasting an entire season. So if I do this and I get to skip that season and I'll play like 5 to 10 games, then it'll send me to the pros. But yeah, as you can see, everything is just right where it's supposed to be. Should be. Looks like I misjudged that one. Alright, so we got a little bit of extra clutch on the bat. That's alright, they're not going to have us hitting much anyways. And see, looks like I did a like -5 on a lot of this. Ooh, I got that a little wrong. That's not bad though. I mean, 25 speed's a fucking joke. Come on. And, yeah, okay. So everything else. So I'm not. I mean, a couple things are overcapped, but nothing that's gonna like change up the way I pitch. So he'll still pitch exactly the same. And I've already tried this once. I'm not gonna lie. I know what this is gonna do, and it's crazy. Like, it's crazy that a knuckleball pitcher can throw like this. Second, guys, I'm just setting up the saves and everything. Make sure we don't override anything. Bada bing, alright. So we should be good to go. Let's set up our equipment. I guess I could, you guys might have seen, but I could show you guys what pitches I'm using. I'm using a knuckleball, of course. But then also I've got the Phil Mickelson set up with the screwball, curveball, and the sinker. And then I also throw a slurve on there. I used to use the slider coming off the sinker, but I realized it was only those two pitches that would work together. The slider didn't really work off the knuckler. They could see it too well. And so what I started doing was I started running a slurve instead of a slider, and they think that thing's the fucking curveball. Like, because it is a curveball, but they think it's the regular curveball, and so I can throw them off each other, and I can also throw it off the sinker or the knuckler. So the slurve just opens up a lot more area, or a lot more, ability. Yeah, we got a knuckleball, a screwball, a sliding curve, a curveball, and of course a sinker. If you're throwing a knuckleball and you're not throwing a sinker, what are you doing? And I think that these should go well together. Like, I have a feeling this guy's just gonna strike out everybody. Like, because I mean, to have 80 velocity on a knuckler, and that's the way it's supposed to be set up, like it's not just gonna plink out. Like, because if you threw a knuckler at 80 miles an hour, 75, 80 miles an hour, it turns into a fucking changeup. Like, that's all it is. It's a changeup with a lot of movement. Either that or like just a 12-6 curve type thing. So I don't know. We're gonna find out. And I feel like I should be editing something else. What is it? Oh yeah, I gotta get rid of those glasses. Alright, we got Babyface going on. Sandman. We should call him the Knucklehead. That's what I should have named him. You know, we can do that actually. The Knucklehead. If I can spell knuckle right. There we go. Knucklehead. That's kind of cool. Okay. We should be good to go. Go play our first game. Or our draft or whatever. We're going to play through. We'll get drafted. We're just going to go to whatever team. I don't really care. I've noticed, like, even though, like, they changed it, there's so many changes in this game that didn't really change anything. Like, I don't know if anybody notices this, but yeah, you don't get drafted. You can get drafted anywhere between the 20th
Afternoon baseball here on the show.
The 40th round.
Today we get the ball rolling with an intriguing matchup on day one.
It's the exact same fucking teams that it was last year. It's the exact same teams drafting you. Like, I keep getting drafted by either Pittsburgh or Baltimore or the Yankees. It's the same freaking teams every single time. And I've started probably 100 characters already, just going through doing different build setups, because, you know, I can go straight to 99. And so I've done all these builds, and so I've really gotten kind of an understanding of how it works.
A right-hander from the state of Texas is the man on the mound here. What do we need to know here, Danny?
It's just like everything else in this game. They changed. They really didn't change anything. They just made the exact same game and took away our ability to max out our play. That's what they did. And here's the thing too. I've set up a couple of 99 overalls that were just every single stat was 99. Do not do that. It's a total waste of time. Something in the game, I don't know what it is, but if you throw, like, you can throw a fastball, like say you make a power pitch or a flamer. You could throw a fastball at 102, have everything 99, but your cutter, your runner, and all that, like say you throw a fastball, a cutter, we'll just make it simple, a fastball and a sinker, right? What happens is if you put the sinker at 99 velocity, 99 control, and 99 brake, the brake and the velocity conflict with each other, and if you're a power pitcher, he will not throw very much brake. They'll only put like 4 inches of brake on those pitches, and so they become useless. And so it's really weird how they did it this year. They pretty much spent the majority of their time making sure that you could not come in with like just an overloaded player, which is just ridiculous, because that's the only reason a lot of us even play these stupid ass games. Is anybody who doesn't just absolutely fucking love baseball? Baseball's really fucking boring. It's really boring. It's one of the most boring games there is. I put it right there with golf. Like, it's more athletic, of course. You have to be an athlete, sorta, to play baseball, depending on your position. But overall, it's pretty much golf. That's all it is. It's golf where you can catch the ball. So, anyways, but that's not what we're here to do. We're here to run this knuckler. So, very first pitch of the knuckleballer. We're just going to give him the knuckle right down the middle. Let's see what it looks like. Let's see what it looks like.
And we are underway this
afternoon. Well, he's looking at that like, what?
See, that's
71 mile an hour knuckler. All right.
0-1, here it comes.
Ooh, that's low.
And that one stayed too low.
That thing is so slow,
Just
the way
a perfect
it looks.
afternoon for baseball. 80 degrees under clear blue sky. And he'll step off.
Let's see if I can burn him on the sinker. Throw it like a runner.
And it's 1-2.
92. So we go from 70 to 92. So we'll definitely be throwing that flame bullshit. Screwball on the outside. That's probably a good idea.
The 1-2.
I probably left it way too far inside.
He's at the knees and
look at
called
that. He's just sitting there looking at it.
Yeah, and the hitter just froze, and that off-speed pitch dropped right in there. Called strike 3. You know, some young pitchers get anxious and
they want you to put that knuckler right in the middle. It's like, I get it, they want you to pitch to contact, but why when you can do that? Because the knuckler, it's not like it was.
No balls.
Last year, even if you had 99 control on your knuckler, that thing could go anywhere. Like, for the most part, it would go where you wanted it to, sort of, but it wouldn't, like, you couldn't dot the corners. In this game, I think they skipped the knuckler, or they just set it up like a regular pitch, because you can dot the corners with the knuckler in this one. And when you sit there and do that, and then you come with like a low sinker or a high slurve, like, it's game over. There's no way he's hitting that shit.
That's softly hit to
right as I
Will
say
that
that
get
shit.
Down?
I mean, he popped out.
But backs
still.
up and takes care of it. 2 away.
I did kind of throw that like crap, though.
Striding in, Gilberto Molina. First chance for him here in the top of the first with nobody on.
But see, the other thing this is showing, this is actually kind of showing another flaw in the game. Is the fact that, like I said, this guy's not, he is a 99 overall just because of the rating. but he
set to deliver the
none of,
0-1.
you know, except for the few that don't matter that I showed.
A wave
none of
and
his
a miss.
he's not
In
over
today's game, if you're not
he's at
disciplined
max
for
cap.
striking out, why
And
would
so
you
what's going to
change your
happen, what
approach
you're going
with
to
2
see
strikes
here
right here?
is
Expect this guy to try
there's
and
no
drive the
point
baseball right here.
in actually playing this game.
Ready with the
like
0-2.
other than just to play baseball. Like the whole leveling system and all that is total
spoil that
garbage.
one away,
it
and he
doesn't
stays
matter.
alive.
You pitch exactly the same at a 99 as you do at a 52, which is where you start.
Waved at and missed for the third
The exact
out.
same
Not
pitches
much of a
work.
chance
They
at hitting
the
that
exact
one, and
same
the inning
bend
is
on them.
over.
That doesn't change. Like you don't.
So now
It'll
it'll
tell
be
you the
four-hole
speeds are
hitter,
different. They
Lou
look exactly
Jimenez,
the same.
as he'll get his first opportunity in this one.
The like
First
take the
pitch of the
movement
at-bat.
on a 4-seam fastball. It is
And
exact.
a
If
check
you're a
swing
power
here, but he
pitcher,
clearly
now you have to
went
have
around
like
on
a power
pitch that
pitcher
would have
and
been a strike
a
anyway.
control
It's
artist
0-1.
and a dirty guy or whatever it is, filthy. They're all different. But if you have two power pitchers, one at 99 and one at 52, they throw the exact same pitches. It'll say different speeds and it'll say different breaks. But when you've thrown as many as I have, with as many different types of build as I have, you realize it's all the same. There's no difference. And there's no difference in how the batters react either. I have it on beginner for pitching, because if you don't, you can't put pitches anywhere. You just pretty much are guessing where they're going to land. It's ridiculous. So I don't even mess with that shit. And maybe a lot of people will be like, well, that's not realistic. Yeah, it is. Yeah, it is. Let me tell you something. If you're trying to even get into AA, and this is someone who has a 9-hole pitcher's net in his front yard with a mound. Like, I throw myself. I'm not a pitcher. I don't play for anybody, but it's one of my hobbies is I throw myself. I can place a fastball on a corner every single time from 60.6. I have 2 mounds in my front yard. I have one at 30 and one at 60. I can place a fastball in the corner every single time, throwing almost as hard as I can. Now, that's probably only about 75 to 80 miles an hour. I'm not, chunking with crazy power or nothing like that. I'm not a baseball player. Like, I'm not an actual pitcher. I just do it as a hobby, like I said. That's me in my front yard. I've known people who played, Zach Duke, who plays for, I'm not even sure who he plays for now, Arizona or Pittsburgh or something like that. I went to high school with him in Clifton before he transferred to Great Gatesville or Grapevine or wherever the hell it was he transferred to, because they wouldn't start him. He ends up being a professional baseball pitcher, and he couldn't get started at Clifton because his daddy wasn't the owner of the bank like Zach Henderson's daddy was. But anyways, so yeah, I grew up we played the same, we both played anchor in on the football team and all that stuff. I've hung around, like I've seen him, and this kid used to throw every single day. Like his dad made him throw every day before he did homework. His dad was creating a professional pitcher. It was weird. It was probably child abuse in some way, but whatever. I doubt Zach would say that now. He's a millionaire with a professional baseball player. He's doing his thing. And I got on a rant and I forgot what my point was. Oh yeah, the placement. Because I put it on beginner because you can place your pitches, and if you think that's not realistic, go watch a Nolan Ryan game. Go hang out with somebody who actually throws. If you can't place your fastball either high, low, left, or right where you want it, at least within a foot of where you want it, you have no business playing the game. Because you're going to get torn to pieces. Guys are just going to wait on you to float one, and they're going to homer on you every time. And that's what happens if you put this shit on regular. Is you just float everything. Like, you think you're aiming low, and suddenly the ball goes way off to the left or way off to the right. It's just insane how many just crazy out-of-the-world pitches there are. They got it set, and I guess it's their way of saying it's the learning curve. That's not a learning curve. I'm not using pure analog. I'm using the meter. So if I get the meter right, the ball should go exactly where it's supposed to go. That would make sense, because you rarely get the meter dead on. It doesn't even work that way. You can get the meter dead on. If you don't have the setting on beginner, that ball will go where the fuck ever. And that's ridiculous to me. It makes no sense. I've played enough baseball to know that's not how it works. And like I said, I have a 9-hole pitcher's net in my front yard. I can go out there and throw from 66.
Is a guy
And
that
you'll
can
see
really pick him up and put him down, if you
total
will. He's a
bullshit. I can put
plus
that shit
runner
in
and
the
really
net
uses
every
speed
fucking
to
time.
his advantage in multiple
And
ways
it's just
on
a
the
regular
field.
strike zone.
Yeah, and it works.
If you don't know what a
It works for him in a
9-hole
lot
pitcher's
of
net
ways,
is,
like you said,
still look up
Matty.
Better
It's the
Baseball.
ball on the
It's a
ground. He
company
has the
that I bought
potential
it
to
from.
beat it out. I can't
And
tell you
it's
what
literally
this does
just
for an
a
infield
big,
or an outfield
giant
defense
strike
to
zone.
be put on their toes and have to make plays
And
against
I'm
this
telling
guy.
you, I am a shitty thrower.
on
Like,
and
I'm
missed for
not
the first
that
strike.
good. And if I can hit from 60 every single time, high or low, wherever I want it, don't get me wrong, I'm not going to dot the corner every single time. But if I aim low, I'll get it in one of the bottom 3 nets, like no problem. If I aim low inside, I'll either get it in that bottom inside net or I'll miss outside just a little bit. Usually when I aim like bottom low, especially left, inside, I'm a right-hander, I tend to slide it. So, you know. But that's what I'm saying, like, if I aim low and the ball hits high, I got a fucking problem. Like, maybe I need to pick a different
Could have
sport.
hit that with a
Like,
three iron, a
you
low
know what I'm saying? Like, maybe
knuckleball
basketball or
for a
football or
strike.
something. So, yeah. So that's the reason. That's a really long and unneeded explanation of why I do all these setups. With the beginner pitcher difficulty. Because if you don't, it's just stupid. It's just
The windup
stupid. It
and
makes
the
no
0-2 pitch. Swinging a ball
And
hit
it's not a,
softly on
oh,
the
you
ground,
want to be
but
good.
this will
Like,
be a
it's
foul ball,
not
and it's still
realistic.
0-2.
And we
That
don't
wasn't
have.
a terrible
This
pitch
isn't
right there,
what was that
but if he's
old
gonna execute
baseball
and
game
get this
where
swing
we
and a
used to
miss,
hit
he's
these
gonna
big
have to get
flaming
that ball a little bit further
fastballs
down.
out of the
Maybe
park
even
and then do all the
potentially
crazy
bounce that.
animations. It was cartoony.
So it was a
I forget what it
strikeout
was
swinging.
called. They made a football
Jackson
game like a 2
Fan
called
is
Blitz.
sent packing for out number 2 in the inning.
This isn't that. This is supposed to be a simulator. Like, you know what I'm saying?
Here's the first pitch to him.
But
Missed
I
with
guess
the
that was more
breaking
of a
ball.
rant than anything. Sorry about that.
Still looking
but,
for our first hit in the ball
Let's
game.
get back to our knuckler, who apparently has been doing all right. I hadn't even been looking.
In there, and it's
throwing
even
these
at
dirty
1.
screwballs, man.
You know,
Those
from an
things are
offensive
just horrible
standpoint,
because
they
they
already knew they
break
had their work
right
cut out
really
for 'em
hard,
against a great
but
pitcher,
there's
but if he's
something
gonna
wrong with the way they
locate
set them
like
up, I
that,
think.
this is gonna be a
So
tough
they
day.
break really, really hard, and then they
The
just
1-1
stop and
home.
fall. And it's weird. They're almost done
Is
hitting.
taken for strike 2.
That sinker's dirty. I'm telling you that right now.
The 1-2
And it's weird too because if you're throwing the knuckleball,
is at the knees and called
they will not
strike
touch
3.
it if you've got them down to 2 strikes and you put it low. They just let it go every
3
single
down,
time.
3 strike.
In my experience.
Digging in, Chris Woodward. 7, 8, 9. Bottom of the order set to go here in the 3rd.
But as you can see, I'm throwing 70 miles an hour, fully like max power knuckleballs, and they're not even coming close to them. So good job, MLB. You did a great job with the knuckleball. Apparently, fuck a fastball, man. This is what pitchers would do, because that'd save their arm if they could just throw a hard knuckler all day and nobody could hit it.
Ready to deliver. Here's the first pitch. Bottom 3 in the batting order here as the first pitch misses to the number 7 hitter. It's ball 1. And a strike to even the count. 1-1.
I've also noticed
From
that, like,
the windup, the 1-1 pitch.
putting it where, like, I can
Breaking ball
get it
just
like that,
misses
where
the
I put it
inside
right
corner.
on the side of the plate.
Wow, that was a decent
It actually,
breaking
they
ball right
bat
there, but
better.
that's just
Like,
a
it's not
pitch
like,
that's a
oh, all
little
of a sudden
easier
they
to lay
just swing
off
at
of
anything.
when
Like,
you're
clearly they're
opposite
letting
hitting,
those
opposite
go.
bat.
And
You
it's
can see
because the
sweep of
closer you
ball
play to the
coming right
inside of the
into you.
plate,
That was a great
the more
take.
they can focus
and a
in and say,
perfect
okay,
time
that's
for the
either in or
slurve
out.
there.
So you
It's
really
2-2.
do kind of have to trick them. And so it's really
2-2.
not making it easier so much as it just makes more
Is a
sense.
swing and a miss. That's
Like,
strike 3.
The batters wouldn't be swinging at bullshit like
Jeez, he has
that. I mean,
been
maybe with a
absolutely
knuckler, yeah.
dominant
But
on the mound out there, sitting guys down about
if
as
you
fast
play a
as they
lot and you don't
stand
change
up.
the settings,
Front
you'll
office
notice
types
that,
have
like,
always
it's
been
very
enamored with
almost
strikeout pitchers.
scripted.
So after
The
this
way the
outing, I
batters
expect
will,
this
like,
guy to be shooting up the
get
draft
hits
boards.
off you on
It's been a
pitches you think
dream
there's no way they
showcase
should
so
get
far
hits
for
off
him.
of, but yet you can throw bullshit right down the middle of the plate
Digging
and
in
they'll swing
now,
like an
Craig
idiot and stuff like
Hoskins.
that.
He'll get to take his first cuts here. Ready with the first pitch.
this
Here
is
it
gonna
comes.
be
Good breaking
Ooh,
ball
look
that
at
time
that
in
shit.
for a
Like, you
strike.
just know that thing's going out. And he just follows it. Let's see if I can get him with
Into
the
the
curveball
windup.
off of
Here
it.
comes the 0-1. Tough one to lay off. Called a strike.
That's the other thing, too. You'll get
I guess
calls
he's
like
really
that.
trying
when
to
you're
measure
playing
that
right on that
fastball
line.
in his
Like,
first
sometimes
at-bat,
he'll
but
call
you
those
really
and sometimes
never
he
want
won't.
to put
Sometimes he'll put it
yourself
just
in 0-2
inside and
count
you'll get a
if
ball.
you could do anything about it.
And he struck him out as well. So the bottom of the
Fuck
order
a slider,
providing
man.
little resistance.
I'm telling you, the
here.
slider,
There
like,
are
they'll
2
get
away.
on. Like, they'll
Wow,
read it.
he's not messing
You'll get it
around
past
right
them once
here.
or twice, but
3
after that, they'll
pitches,
start reading
3
it.
strikes,
That slurve, they
sit your
never pick
backside
up on
down.
it. Because they can't tell whether it's a slider or a
curveball,
curveball, I think.
after a
I think
hitter,
it screws them
and that's
up.
exactly what he did there. I see a lot of scouts in the
I've
stands
noticed that. That
nodding
might
their
be a
heads,
thing in this game,
liking
maybe
what
a
they see, and I
glitch
don't
or
blame
something,
them.
because the splitter does the exact same thing. Like
box,
you can throw it
David
between a sinker and a
Fernandez.
fastball. The
And
sinker they'll
it's
catch
fouled
on
away.
to, a fastball they'll catch on to real
This guy's
quick. Like a
still
fastball,
looking
you
at
only
a
get to
0
use.
when
Like
they
that was why I
come.
quit using power pitches. Is you get about 3-4 innings in and they caught on to your fastball. So then you got to start throwing curveballs and all this crazy
Wind
shit.
up and the 0-1.
And it's like, dude, I'm a power pitcher. I'm supposed to work off
That's
the
a
fastball.
tough take.
The whole point is I throw hard enough that I can
Both
overpower
teams so
guys
far
with it.
yet to
And you
crack
very
the hit
quickly
column.
learn that even at 102 miles an hour, you're not overpowering very many guys.
And he struck him out. His 8th punch out
70
of the
mile
ball
an hour
game, and
knuckle.
that one
Good
ends
luck, buddy.
the inning. Making
You
9
don't stand
straight
a
here
fucking
to start
chance,
the ball
bro.
game. We'll head now to the home half of inning number 3, and we are tied 0-0.
The reason is
Coming in to pitch number 22.
Well, this one
Jesus.
had its moments of drama and
That's choking.
excitement. In the end, these guys came away with the victory and look on to the next one.
A 1-run finish, 4-3. The final
what
tally
they
today.
did wrong.
The West Prospects
Sorry about that.
wrote an important
they did
6th
wrong
inning
was
to
they made the
victory in this
knuckler
one.
where it's like
Freddie
a regular pitch
Acevedo
now.
is credited
And so like
with the
in the
win.
old game,
So that
if
just
you,
about does it
if
for
the
Mark
harder
DeRosa,
you
Dan
threw,
Plesac, and our entire crew.
the more
I'm Matt
movement it's supposed to
Vasgersian.
take
You've
away.
been
But I think
watching
what they
MLB The
did
Show. For more,
was
make your way
because
on
of
over
filthy,
to
the max power is
theshowNation.com.
80. So if you're not above that max power, you get max movement. And so anything above 80 takes away from your actual movement. And so I think what happened is the knuckleball, they have it set up like a regular pitch instead of like a changeup where the speed goes backwards, which even the changeup they screwed up too, because if your changeup velocity is low, you'll throw like 80, 81, 82, 83. If you raise it all the way up to like 99 with a changeup, it goes up to 85, which makes sense because it stays, you know, right there with the 95 to 100 mile an hour fastball. The problem is, if you're only throwing, say your velocity on your fastball is at 70, right, or 80. I think it starts at 80. So you come out, if you're a power pitcher without any mods or anything, without any changes, you come out with like 80 power on your fastball, and you only have, I think, 60 or 70 speed on your changeup. The problem is, if these are not the same, the changeup doesn't match up with the fastball. So even though you're throwing a slower changeup, which should juke the batter even more, it doesn't work that way. It throws the changeup just like a regular pitch. And if it's not evened out velocity-wise with the fastball, it doesn't work. They'll see it right away. You can tell that they're not reading it like, oh, that might be a fastball, and so they're swinging early. They're not. What you'll find too is you can listen for the conversation they'll have. They'll say, "Oh, can you believe that he was behind on a changeup?" It's like, yeah, he shouldn't have been because he was just seeing 100 mile an hour fastballs. Why is he behind on a changeup? That doesn't make any sense. He would be ahead. And so it's, yeah, they really like, man, this is not supposed to turn into a bitch fest, but I forgot. Like, this is the reason you can make this build. Is because they totally screwed up knuckleballs, they screwed up changeups. And it's weird too because they had it right in the last game. They had knuckleballs and changeups. Changeup, you could leave your changeup velocity at 99 in the last game and it would actually slow your changeup down. And like the higher you put it, the slower you got it. So if you had 99 velocity on your fastball and 99 velocity on a changeup, you could juke the shit out of batters. Like they wouldn't have a clue, which is the way that should work. Now, it's ridiculous. It's ridiculous. It forces that changeup just to go incredibly fast, and it eventually turns it into another fastball, like an 85 mile an hour fastball. It's pretty much what it turns it into. Because you only have 70 movement. So you have no movement on it. And it's max velocity, so it's taking away from some of the movement. And so you end up throwing an 85 mile an hour changeup. That's the reason I quit using it. The Nolan Ryan build, like it works, but you can't rely on that changeup. And that's 90% of the build. That's what Nolan Ryan did, was he smoked guys with these 96, 97 mile an hour fastballs. You know, Nolan Ryan didn't throw 100 miles an hour. Most people don't know that. Nolan Ryan did not ever throw 100 miles an hour. I think the max he was clocked at was 99. His average was around 96 to 97. That's 95, 96, 97. And then his runner would be around 91 to 92 miles per hour. Every now and then he'd clock it up, but a lot of people were saying that was just him putting spin on a four seam. And then his changeup, the reason it worked so well was because he didn't throw a regular changeup. He threw a circle change, or what I think in these games they call it a Volk. It's you're throwing a changeup with you're not using your pointer finger. You actually wrap that around the top of the ball. There's a video Nolan Ryan did. It's a documentary about him where he talks about how he threw every one of his pitches. And it's funny because he laughed and he's like, I never threw a running fastball. I never threw, what was it? Oh yeah, he said he used to throw a slider and everybody just assumed it was a high curveball. He said that wasn't a curveball. He said I was throwing sliders up to the top of the up and out because everybody was just expecting it to drop. And so like a lot of what he did was different than what people thought, but that's what Nolan Ryan did. Is he threw 90 miles an hour, 99 miles an hour fastballs and these changeups that would just drop off the plate. That it looked like a fastball coming in and just dropped off the plate. And the way this game's set up, you can't do that. And it just ruins it. But yeah. So I gotta tell you, I'm not really feeling this knuckleball really that much. Like, it just kind of feels stale. Like, it's not really playing off each other like it did in the last game. In the last game, you hit him with a knuckler or something like that, and then hit him with a screwball and just totally screw him up. This one, they just seem to play every pitch. So, I don't know. There's the creation. We played one game. I'm not even going to play. Well, fuck it. We'll do two. We'll get drafted, and then I'll shut it down. This is another of those streams I didn't really think through. I had an idea, and I was like, oh, it's a good idea. I'll make a knuckleballer. But this doesn't really make any sense. Actually, you know what we can do? Watch this shit. Here's what we'll do. So
MLB The Show's coverage of Major
we all
League
saw
Baseball
like he's just
is on
dominating.
the air.
He can do whatever he
Coming
wants.
to the
He can
plate
just throw
now,
it right past
Benny
him, throw it
Asuncion,
right at him.
and we are ready for some
None
daytime
of this is even
baseball.
going to matter, right?
Underway at the ballpark
So,
this
and this guy's
afternoon as the
99
first pitch
overall.
is
I'm
in
going to
there
prove
for
one of my
strike
points
one.
here. We're going to go back in,
He's
and I'm going to
ready.
create
Here's the
another
0-1.
knuckleballer. And he'll only have 3 pitches, and
There's
I'll
a
leave him at
knuckleball
base level, and
giggling
you'll
at him
see
over the
he will
inside
pitch
corner.
the exact same as this guy.
Dribbled to the right side, but it gets fouled.
Sinker, baby.
The
Sinker,
0-2
baby,
once
because you're
more
swinging out. You are swinging out.
is swung on and
See ya.
missed strike 3.
And that's just an excellent job of attacking the batter the entire
They made it
at-bat right
really
there,
easy to
eventually
read the
finishing him off
batters
for the
this year,
strikeout.
too.
I
Like,
don't
this is
care what he
sad.
does
You shouldn't
the
be
rest
able
of
to.
the
Like I
showcase.
could tell he was
just
swinging
shows
out.
he knows how to mix
And
his
so, like, the
pitches,
one thing I've
keep
realized
hitters
is they
off
either
balance,
watch the
and
inside
finish
or
him
the
when he
outside
has
of the plate.
chance.
And I realize
Good
that an
stuff.
average batter might do that, but they're still going to have some kind of inside if you throw a high fastball and you've been throwing low outside the whole time. They're either going to let it go or they're going to see that coming.
Kyle Fielder.
Unless you're throwing 100 miles an hour, you're not going to smoke somebody like that.
In now,
I
Kyle
don't even know what I
Fielder,
just threw. I think it was a slur.
as he takes a cold strike.
But see,
at the
that's also
knees.
kind
It's
of the point of
0-1.
this setup is
Well, one
it
pitch
really
on its
doesn't
way.
matter what you throw. Just mix your speeds.
A
Which
little
I can
bouncer.
see
Now
they're
winds up
working on,
foul.
that mixing speeds. Because with the meter before, if you didn't max it
Wind
out,
up
it just
and
threw a
the
shitty
0-2
pitch. And they would hit it every time.
Fouled off.
And now, like, it seems like if you can
Bases are empty,
actually
one man out.
change the speeds. Like, I can throw, if I go yellow in the meter with a regular fastball, he'll throw about
Good bite to
97.
that
If I
sinker as he
go
gets him to swing through it for route number 2.
That's
you
a
know,
nice job right
max,
there.
then it's like
sitting him
102.
down
So I
with
think they
style.
are fixing
Speaking
that.
of which, style points
Which
might not
has
matter in
everything,
regular games,
you know.
but in a showcase, anything that can put a shine
Throwing
in your
the
performance
screwball
can
high
do
outside,
nothing
see if I can
but
fuck
improve
him.
your chances in the
Oh,
draft.
straight
And that's
up.
just what
Well, he
that
was going
day
for
did
it all,
him.
too.
Fukumori is going to have room out there as he puts this away to
Oh,
retire
whatever.
the side. So not much happening here in the top half of the first. On now to the bottom of inning number 1 with no score after a half an inning. Next will be the cleanup hitter, Paul Bunning, and they've got some work to do early on. Down 4-0 already.
Lots of baseball left in this one if
he's
we're
reaching
still
outside.
early on.
You see how he's like already reaching out? Look at how far outside he is. Where the fuck is he even aiming?
And one of the things you want your leadoff guy to get on and set the table for the big boys to start driving in some runs.
Here's a late swing and a miss, strike 2.
Not a fucking chance. Different speed, different direction, and it's cutting.
Slurve that time, and that'll be the first out of the
inning.
Forget
it.
Wow, that's the kind of stuff that really impresses here in a showcase. That's 3 Ks for him so far, and he's showing he can make big-time hitters swing and miss on a regular basis, which is something every front office in baseball can appreciate. Definitely helping himself in this one.
Pedro Cervantes is in with 1 away now as he swings and misses here at strike 1. A ball and a strike now.
See if I can get him to fly.
1-1. Is swung on and missed, and it's strike 2.
What happened there,
He
buddy?
got away with that one right there. If he's going to
Calling
live up
for a
there,
screwball
spinning
right
it up
there.
top of the zone, he's going to get hurt.
Oh, and this is swung on and missed. 4 strikeouts already, and that's out number 2.
Yeah, and that's a great job of keeping him off balance right there. He sits him down with a very nice off-speed pitch, and that has to impress the scouts in the stands. Most young hurlers depend on spotting their fastballs,
69.
but
So
he's
let's see
showing
if I
right
take
there
all
that
the
he has
power
an
off of it.
effective off-speed repertoire
It's
as well.
69 to 70. That one's in there.
Swing and
71.
making him look
Like,
bad.
what the fuck? And it was
He's one pitch
low.
away from striking out the
Like,
side,
that doesn't make any
but even
sense.
more
If you
than
threw it
that,
high, it would
throw
be
a
sped up.
donut
But
after
if you
your
throw it
offense put
low,
up some runs,
it doesn't
I
make any
can't tell
fucking
you what
sense.
that means to the boys in the dugout.
Let's try it again. Let's
Trying
see
to
what it does
strike
this
out the
time.
side. Here it is. Frozen on strike 3 for the
67
final
that
out of the
time in the
inning.
exact same place. Like, what the fuck?
3 up.
I
3
don't
down,
get that at
3
all. Like,
strikeouts.
maybe they
Not
haven't
too
fixed
shabby.
the whole
Mark,
controlling
Dan,
your
and I are
speeds.
back with more.
Like,
after
because that was
this.
garbage. What the fuck, man?
Leading off
I don't
the
have
inning,
those sliders
Rolando
turned all the way up or
France,
anything. That's the reason the
and
second
they'll
one
need
he
him
threw
to get something
67.
going
Because
here.
it will throw slower,
First
but it
pitch
didn't
coming,
do it
here
when
it
it's
is.
supposed to. That first time.
Swing and a miss at a ball
68.
down.
Let's see if I can speed it up. Same place, and we'll try and speed it up. Look at that, perfectly done.
He's fit to be
71.
tied
Okay,
after
so
that
it is
one. It's
working,
0-2.
sort of. Just didn't work on that one pitch.
Into the windup. Here
All
comes
right.
the 0-2 pitch. And that one just
Oh, he
missed
watched
outside.
it. Can you believe that? He ain't gonna watch this shit though. This has got him all day. I think I left it too high.
And a swing and a miss as he picks up yet another
I think
strikeout.
93.
6 of them already, and there's 1 gone in the inning.
Jeez, he has been absolutely dominant on the mound out there, sitting guys down about as fast as they stand up. Front office types have always been enamored with strikeout pitchers, so after this outing, I expect this guy to be
And if
shooting
anybody
up the
says this
draft
isn't
boards.
even close
It's
to
been a dream
realistic, go look at
showcase
how
so far
many
for him.
strikeouts Phil Nicaro actually had.
I
That
think
dude
I'd
was a
take
fucking
that one,
strikeout
too.
artist.
It's 0-2 now.
He
One
really
out,
was.
nobody
And
on.
this is what he threw, except for the slurve. He threw a knuckleball,
Thought he had the inside
screwball,
corner
a
that
curveball,
time,
and a
but it missed
sinker.
for ball 1.
Which a lot of people say that
Wow,
his
that was
sinker
a
was
decent
really just
breaking
a
ball
12-6.
right there, but that's just a pitch that's a little easier to lay off of when you're opposite-handed, opposite bat. You could see the sweep of the ball coming right into you. That was a great take.
So it was a swinging strike 3. Raleigh Hernandez goes down for out number 2 in the top half.
Batting ninth, third baseman.
I use this
First offering
slurve
on
almost
its
like
way.
a slide or a cutter. Like I'll
Just
break it
missed
in on
with a
their
breaking
hands
ball.
and shit like that. Like it just fucks them up.
The 1-0
He's gonna aim high for this.
is looked at for the
Oh, you
first
didn't even go
strike.
after it, and I left it. You dumb fuck. Now you're getting the screwball.
1-1 is swung on and missed for strike number 2.
I'll tell you, if I'm pitching right now,
And when
I'm
you throw
not
that
throwing
kind of shit,
anything near the
fuck
strike zone
that.
until these guys prove they can lay off it. They're just being way too aggressive.
And he struck him out. His
See, that
punch
slurve
out
is
of the
just
ball
dirty.
game, and that one
Because like the
ends
slider,
inning.
if you throw it
Make
high and
9
outside, like
straight here to
it
start the
curves
ball
off
game.
of your pitch,
We'll move on
off
to the
your
bottom
arm.
of inning number 3.
So like the ball
Central
doesn't go up
prospects
first;
lead
it just
here,
slides right out.
4-0.
And so unless they're looking for a fastball, you probably won't get them with a high outside slider. The slurve, on the other hand, tends to go up towards the batter and then snaps out.
Lacey.
And that just destroys them. You don't stand a chance.
7-5. How
So
today's
there we go.
comes to an
Knuckleball
end. The Central prospect.
8 strikeouts. And I wasn't even really paying attention for most of that. Let's go see who wants to draft.
With nothing left to do but await his fate, this young hopeful receives a check-in from his former high school
struck out
coach,
8 or 9.
who's been acting as
I
his
hope
advisor
somebody will
through
pick
the
me up.
process.
With the
Right,
third
I'm a 99
pick,
overall,
the Cincinnati
23rd
Reds
person. Oh, the
select
Cincinnati
Richard
Reds.
Sanderson,
That
a
never
starting
happens,
pitcher
right?
from the Central Region.
I've been drafted by them for like
After
a
a long
times.
and lonely first 2 days of the MLB draft, this player's wait while being selected is a major milestone.
All right, we made it. 99 overall. We're on the Cincinnati Reds. The Blue Wahoos. The Blue Wahoos. Let's change that glove up. That glove needs to. We gotta match it up. You know, we gotta match it up. There we go. There we go. All right. And I'm a 99 overall with a 5-pitch repertoire, striking out everyone I go against, and they have me as a C. My potential is a C. The potential makes no sense. It makes no sense because I can do this exact same build where it's not max cap, but it's like it's not over the max cap, but it's at the max with a power pitcher, and he'll be an A overall potential. So it's like, I don't know, nothing about the way they did this makes any sense. And actually, I'll show you. I had no way I can show you guys that right now. So this will be saved because he just got drafted, so he's good. Give me 1 second. I'm loading right now. There it is. So this is my Rangers pitcher. I know we're getting away from the knuckleball guy, but y'all saw what it was. So, yeah. So this is my Rangers pitcher, right? He's the one I'd been working on. I actually played him through an entire season of AAA ball, like, because I started him at an 85. And I literally just played game after game after game. I put work into this guy. And so when I found out that you could transfer and all that, I was like, oh, this is my guy. I'm just going to continue going, right? Here's the problem. If this shit, you can see like my movement is, I've got him, I have him set up plain filthy on this one. Oh, I reloaded him because I was trying to do it this way to see if it would be any different. It's not. The break, you can't have both of these maxed out. You just can't. It screws them up. And so you end up throwing these fucking donuts is what happens. Like you know, this guy will throw a 102 mile an hour fastball. It won't smoke him. And it should. Like I don't get why it doesn't. But tell you what, let's try this. I'll show y'all what I'm talking about. So if we go here and we go load from the cloud, and give me a minute. You guys probably won't be able to see this, but I'm gonna load from the 17 cloud. Actually, it didn't cut out, so you guys probably did see that. So you saw I'm just loading directly from the 17 cloud. That's where I keep this guy. This is my player. And you can see MLB Ace. Actually, he's only played a couple games in the majors. Yeah, because I got him in the majors, and I was just kind of like, okay, I did it. Like from that point, there was no point. Well, yeah, let's see what he's rated. Like, he's a 99 overall, rated A. His potential is an A. Because he throws very basic shit. And, well, I guess all his stuff's maxed out almost, so. But, now you saw how that knuckleballer did. What I want to show you guys, if I can get it to. Oh, I can't look at his things until I do this.
Welcome to MLB The Show 18.
So we're gonna go
First off, let's get you up to speed on one of our new features.
Okay. There we go. Alright, so you can see we're busting the caps on all this shit. Like, so much. But you see the runner isn't maxed out on velocity, even though it's got all that movement. Watch, the runner, they'll just hit it. Like, it's going to be a piece of crap. The changeup, exact same thing. It's not maxed out at 99, so it won't be any good with this fastball. they just really, they screwed shit up. And then the slider, because I have it, because, you know, that was my beast pitch. That's my out pitch, is to hit him with that fastball on the runner and break him off inside on righties. And then either come outside with the slider or the changeup or hit him low with a curveball. And, like, that's a strikeout almost every single time. Shit does not work that way anymore. And that's it really sucks because I put a lot of work into this guy, clearly. And it's like, I mean, you can see this isn't something I just raised up. Like, he was already in the pros and all that shit. I've already played him through seasons. And, like, oh my God, man. It just doesn't really, it doesn't transfer over very well. But, so, alright. Let's save him in here. He's a power pitcher. All my settings right. Alright. Oh yeah, let's give him some gear. Because none of that transfers. Socks are ridiculous. So I went through, like, I made, I didn't spend any money or nothing. Just out of all the games I played, I had like 1,000 of their little virtual bucks or whatever it is. And so I went into the players market and I just bought, like, you know, a piece of equipment for each slot. Like, you'll notice most of these only have one thing. And that's just because I just bought whatever I could afford just to have something there. The cheapest pair of socks you can get, like, most of this shit was like maybe 50, 100. The cheapest pair of socks you can buy is over $4 grand. It's insane for a fucking pair of socks. What the fuck? Like, I don't get it. I don't get it at all. And they don't even really give you that much enhancement. Like, their enhancement's garbage. It's no more than any of this other stuff. So I don't know what's going on there. Like, just more stuff to this game that's just kind of weird. But all right, so we saw, like, this guy is max everything. Not max, but you can see his stats are fucking insane. Like, I mean, he's not a batter. He's an ace. Like, there's no reason to have any of that shit. So, whoa. Oh, I thought that durability was real low. I was like, what the fuck? So you can see this guy should be untouchable, pretty much. And he should throw heat that's just unbelievable. He'll still throw about 99 mile an hour fastballs. If I throw high and out of the zone, I can hit around 101, 102. Still didn't give us the 105 mile an hour fastball, which has been done. It's actually the guy on the loading screen, the black dude that you see throwing. That's the guy. He's the one who threw a 105 mile an hour fastball live during a game. And they even went back and were, like, checking the cameras and stuff to check the speed that way because they thought the guns might have been messed up. And sure enough, he was throwing 105. He only did it once, but he threw 105 miles an hour. His average was 103. Like, what? Why is 102 the max, like, that I can possibly throw on a perfectly thrown fastball? Like that? You're losing me again, game. You're losing me again. But all right, let's go show you what this guy will do.
Receives an unexpected
all this
call.
crap. Like, this makes
It's
no
his
sense. What's the
former
point of
high
this?
school coach, who was an important mentor.
What is the point of this? Some mentor from way back when I was
someone
in
who first
minors?
believed
Like,
in them.
dude, I've been pro for a while now. I don't... Whatever.
A manager checks in with his ball club.
Yeah, so this season he's played, or this, in the majors, he's played 2 games, won 1, didn't lose the other, only allowed 1 hit and has 43 strikeouts. That's how he's playing in the old game. In the old game, he's just sick, like dominant.
Afternoon baseball now on a fine Sunday.
All right, let's just get it I think he wants me to start with the changeup.
First delivery to him on the way.
Lorenzo Kane.
A changeup that just catches the
86 mile
bottom
an
of
hour
the zone for a
changeup.
strike. Fellas, this
That's a
Rangers ball club,
fastball.
as they
It's a
begin
fucking
play,
fastball.
fortune has been smiling on them
So we
recently.
just saw
They're
the
unbeaten in their
86 mile an
last
hour
7
changeup.
games.
You know, Matty,
There's
the
100
season's such a
mile an hour
grind,
fastball.
and you fight so hard day in, day out, and you're playing against the
See if
best
we can
players in
slide
the
him
world,
out.
so you know you're going to lose some games coming out of spring training. To get on a roll where you win
And he
7
hits a 90-something mile an hour
together,
slider.
that's a special feeling.
He couldn't
And
make
there's one
contact
down
on the
now.
80-something mile an hour
And with that,
changeup. Couldn't
here's a
make
look at the
contact on the
hometown
100 mile an hour
Royals starting
fastball.
lineup card.
But then he
Anybody
pops
catch your
the
eye, Dan?
crazy
Well, you know, I'm hoping to
97
see how it
overall
scored
every
finals
stat
grew. He's
slider
coming off
low
a
and
month
away
where he
out of
hit
his
in the
zone.
low 200s. I mean, he barely
That's
put up any
I mean,
resistance
very
at
first
all.
batter
That's
proved my
not what you
point. Like,
expect
it doesn't
for him.
make any
And
sense.
I'm sure he's working
It doesn't
hard
make
to
any
try to
sense.
figure it out and
Might
turn
as well
things
just throw
around.
heaters right down the middle.
Digging in the switch
And it's
hitter,
because he's
Billy
a power
Burke
pitcher.
comes off
So he
an
has
0
no
for 4
movement
in
on his
last night's
pitches,
ball
even
game.
though I have that shit maxed out.
Cold strike at the letters, 0-1.
So the minute you start trying to throw movement pitches, it makes it 10 times easier for him to hit.
A lot of movement that time. It's 0-2. Time for a look at our umpires in this one. Behind the plate is Patrick Johnson.
Yeah, Dan, we got Patrick Johnson behind the dish.
Well, yeah.
A fairly standard
And that's pretty
strike
much what you
zone
do
most
when
of
you're
the
the power
time, but he's
pitcher. You
definitely a
just work
pitcher's
high.
umpire.
I always felt
north,
like
south.
this. He will give a little bit on the corners, both inside and outside. I think he's a fair umpire, but I would rate him more as a pitcher's umpire than a hitter's umpire. If you've got a good fastball going and they're not handling, keep throwing it. Right there, 3 fastballs in a row. He gone.
And it's 0-1 to the Kansas City first baseman.
I gotta be honest, I'm feeling a little let down right now because the last time I tried this shit with a power pitcher, they were just destroying
Swing
my
and a miss, and
fastball.
he's
Like, every
quickly
time I
in the
threw it, they
hole,
were hitting.
0-2.
Hey, that's just a great pitch right there. Fastball at the bottom of the zone.
A swing and a miss. That retires the side, and that will do it. It's quite possible the humidity has finally. Here now is Chesler Cuthbert.
I also realized that if you
ready.
throw
Here's the
exactly what
first
he
offering.
asked for, you get a strikeout almost every time.
Laid off.
Like,
as
watch,
it
I'm
caught
almost
the
guarantee
inside
you I will
corner.
get a strikeout. I'll throw
I
exactly
got to
what he
believe
asked.
this is an awesome time for this pitcher to get real aggressive in the strike zone. He's got a huge lead. He knows he can pound and try and polish up his mechanics down and away.
1 ball, 1 strike.
Shit's
The
on
count.
the fucking corner. He wants me to go right back. He's like, yeah, you got that shit.
Here's a weakly hit fly ball off to the left side. He dives.
I can't
Did
believe
he
he just
catch
caught that
that?
shit.
He
I
did.
cannot believe he just
What
caught
a
that
play
shit.
there for
What
the
the
first
fuck?
out.
There are 2 parts
That's
to every
crazy.
great catch. 1, getting the right route to make the play, and 2, hanging on.
I guess I was wrong
That
about
was
this.
a
I'm wrong about
terrific
everything
diving
today.
catch by the
Fuck,
outfielder.
man. Throw what he wants, and the guy damn near gets a hit on me. I guess now that I think about it, why would you
Third baseman
come
Mike
up
Moustakas
the way
now.
like that twice with a
And
with
there's a
fastball?
swing and a miss
That
at an
doesn't make
off-speed
any
pitch to start him
Inside,
out.
like
Nothing in
outside,
1.
sure,
And
you know,
he's a
throw it
guy
out
looking
here.
to break out in a big way.
See if he'll
Hasn't been getting the results
chase,
he
you
or
know.
his club have been
A lot of
hoping
times you
for.
throw one like
Even
that,
1
and
and
he'll
1
lay off,
count to
so just come right
Moustakas.
back. Well, this one's inside. That kind of fools the whole.
A little bit
Oh, what the
outside.
fuck?
2-1. 2 balls and a strike. Here it is. Takes a fastball.
I said there's no
on the
excuse here. This
inside
guy's got
corner.
like 99
That
control.
fastball was a
There's no
lively
fucking
one. You could
excuse.
hear the pop of the glove all the way up here.
Yeah, nothing better, huh, guys? I guess maybe the crack
And of course,
bat,
the
but
movement
I'm not
pitch
as
is the
partial to
one
that
he's
as
gonna
most
hit.
people. He looks good and loose out there
The
to start
slider's
this one.
useless. It really is. Like, they don't get a lot of
Little
hits
bouncer.
off of it just because
That
I think
one
it's
rolls
rated so
foul.
high. But it does. Strikeouts, it just doesn't.
Open stance by Moustakas, and now the pitch. And a swing and a
Of
miss
course,
as they
right,
got
I
him
see
with the
it.
slider there, 2 away.
Every pitcher looks to get off to a good start, and I'd say he's off to a good start. How about the first 5 batters he's faced? 3 of them he's sent down via the strikeout.
Here's the catcher, Salvador Perez. He brings a hit streak that currently sits
Why
at
is-
6
I-
games entering
the
play.
accuracy is
Strike
just
1 to
horrible
start the
on
at-bat.
this meter. And I can't do
Salvador
pure
Perez
analog. I tried
behind in
that
the
shit.
count,
That's
nothing in 2.
fucking joke.
Perez
Are you
is,
serious
of
right
course,
now?
a highly regarded catcher, and it's really fun to watch him control the
And I guess if
game
you
behind
have
the
no
plate,
clue
not
where the
only
ball's
with
going
his glove
anyways,
work,
which
but
is
with
if you
the
have regular
arm as
settings
well.
on, that's what's going
He's
to
got
happen.
a cannon, and it's in the head of opposing base
it probably
runners
wouldn't matter,
every
but,
night.
you know.
Looking at a fastball to end the inning. So they're held in check here this half of the inning. We've played 2 full. It's the Rangers 7 and the Royals nothing. Aerial view of down.
There's something else I want to grab about is the fucking
So next to the plate
conversation.
for the Royals,
So,
Alex Gordon, as he'll
not
get
only
his
did they
first
not really give us
opportunity in
much
this
of any
one.
new conversation,
Fastball
any new,
a bit too low here. It's ball
commentary,
one.
they took away one of the dudes. They actually took away. I'm surprised black people haven't gotten mad. They took away the one
Here
black
comes
dude.
the 1-0.
Like there was this last year we had a new
Jumpy
guy.
that
It was this
time,
black
swung
dude.
on
He was
and
kind of
missed.
cool. He was like a younger voice
Hey, back when I
that
first
you would
broke
hear
into
in
the
it.
big
And
leagues,
he'd,
a lot of
you
the
know,
pitchers
have little
wanted to
lines
work
here
east
and
to
there, and
west.
it was kind of cool to
Now
have a
with such
younger
an
voice.
uptick in velocity,
I'm not trying to be
these
racist
guys are
saying he was a
working
black dude, but
north-south.
it's
That's just a
fucking
great
baseball. It's one of the
elevated
widest
fastball
sports that ever
with serious
existed,
velocity.
all the way up till about 30 years ago.
Could have been
I mean, they had
3-1.
different
Instead,
leagues.
it's
It's one of the
2-2.
only sports in history that actually had a different league for black people.
The
So
2-2
like,
is a swing and a miss. That's strike three.
it's just kind of cool to like, you know, have a black guy
That
commentate,
swing tells me
right?
he was really trying
And
to
they
get
took
a
him
pitch
out.
front and
They
whip it
fucking
down the
took
line,
him
but
out.
that
I guess he
wasn't a
didn't get
great
good
pitch to
reviews.
do it on.
There's
It's
still
really
a lot
not
of
the
white
best
racists
two-strike
playing
approach
baseball.
either.
Like, fuck this, what the hell?
Batting eighth,
Whatever.
shortstop, Alcides Escobar.
I'm not gonna take that acting any farther than that, but you get my point.
Here's
Like, what the
Alcides
fuck,
Escobar,
man?
the
How is that gonna
shortstop.
be the one thing you remove
As he'll
from the
take a look at
commentary?
ball one.
Like, you don't make much of any other changes, but you
6'1"
remove that
right-handed
guy.
swinger
Like,
and
wow.
thrower.
I guess
His
maybe
contract is
he
set
had
to
a really high
expire at the end of
contract.
this
Maybe
season, so
they
he may
tried
end up
to
hitting
do
the
the
market
token
this
black
winter.
guy thing, and
You
he
know,
knew
Matty,
what
I
they
know
were
he's in
doing.
the
So he's
final
like,
year of
"No,
his
fuck you, you're
contract,
gonna
but
pay
he's
me.
playing
You
to
want black dude in your baseball
expectations, to
game?"
be honest with you. I know
And then
he
we're like,
wants to
the
turn it
next
up
year
a
they were like,
little
we
bit,
didn't,
though,
nobody even said
as he
anything about it.
approaches the
So
end
like,
of the season
we're
and
not
make
gonna
that
do it this
salary
year.
push as he heads
I
towards
wonder
free
if that's what's
agency again.
actually. I'm guessing. I don't know what actually
Fouled
happened.
away.
I'm just throwing garbage at this motherfucker.
Bases are empty, one man out.
Like,
And he struck him
Not even
out as
paying
well.
attention.
So the bottom of the order providing little resistance here, and there are two away.
You know what was really impressive to me about that strikeout? He
But yeah,
fell
as you
behind
can
2-0 to
see,
start
like,
the at-bat. That's a pretty
this
bad
guy,
place
max
to be,
stats
but
and all
then
that,
he kind of refocused
is
himself
throwing
and came right
with
back
the
with
exact same
3 quality
statistics,
pitches in a row to
the
sit him
exact
down.
same hit patterns,
That's not
the
easy
exact
to
same
do, but
swing
now
patterns
his focus has to
as
hone
the
in on
fucking knuckleball.
getting ahead on the next guy.
It
Behind
just
0-2
doesn't make
now.
any sense. It really just doesn't.
He's ready. Here's the 0-2 pitch. And he struck
Yeah.
him out.
Apparently the
Seventh
slider's
of the
working
ball
now.
game, and that
I
ends
don't know.
the
I think
inning.
they're also, you don't have confidence
Three
turned
up,
off.
3 down,
But
3 strikeouts.
last year when you
Not
turn the
too
confidence
shabby.
off,
We're back
it's like
with
it
more on
didn't
a
even
Sunday
exist. You threw
afternoon
every one of your pitches
following
exactly
this.
how you wanted to throw them. I think this year, even when you turn confidence off, it's still on. You just don't see it, and that's what it is.
In
Is
now is
that if you
Lorenzo
don't throw a
Kane.
pitch over and
Comes
over
into
and over
this
again,
at-bat
suddenly you
0 for
can't
1 in the
locate it.
ball
It's got
game.
no break,
Lorenzo.
which
Ready
is
with the
garbage
first pitch.
because
Here it comes.
there's a ton of pitchers out there who
0-1
have
the
pitches
count.
that they rarely throw
Kane,
that are like
30
just
years
their
of age.
destroy
This is the
you
final
pitches.
year of his current deal.
Prime
so
example.
He'll be a free agent at season's end.
Damn it, I forgot his
Some
name.
guys only get to
The
free agency
knuckleball
one
pitcher
time
used
in
to
their
play for the
career.
Rangers.
This
had
guy
long
has
hair.
a chance
Can't
to
remember
get
his
there
name.
for a second
This is
time
like just a
and
couple
in the
years ago.
prime of his career. Is he able
He
to
threw a
handle the
sinker.
pressure
He always
as
threw a
he plays
fastball. He
out
threw a
this final
knuckleball,
season?
fastball. I
A
think he threw a
2-1
slider,
count to the
curveball,
leadoff
something
hitter
like
for
that.
Kansas City.
But he
Hey,
threw
I
a
appreciate
sinker,
the
and
fact
he
that
would
he's
never
making him
throw
throw a
it.
few
But when he
pitches.
did, man, that
Most
thing
of
would
his
just
teammates have been
rip
hacking at
out
everything
of the
that comes
zone
their
right
way.
into it. It
2-2
literally ended up
now.
being a dirt pitch every time.
Hey, I
He's
get
throwing
it. You're
nothing.
all in fastball. You're pulling the
And
trigger at
he
almost
get a strikeout
anything.
almost every time
That
he
is
threw that
way
thing, but he
too
rarely
high. He's
ever
going to have
threw
to
it.
lower his
So
sights.
that whole like,
And
if you don't
he
throw it all the
struck him
time, you
out.
can't throw it. That's
Strikeout number
bullshit.
8
There are
now
pitchers
in
that
the
have those
ballgame
pitches
for
that they have like hidden back.
Ready for another chance? Billy Burns.
So,
He'll
once
look to
again,
bounce
failure,
back
Dan.
after
Failure,
striking
failure,
out
failure.
his last time up.
I do that a lot.
Swing and a miss, 0-1. No runs,
I guess
no
this
hits,
isn't really
and
supposed to
no
be a
errors
review,
so
though,
far for the
y'all.
Royals.
It doesn't really need to be. This game's clearly like
Oh, and he's
getting
really
very,
getting the
very
better of
bad
him now. It's
reviews.
strike 2.
The discipline has just been completely absent from this offense. Seems
Like
like
even
they're
like
always
Game
finding
Informer and
themselves
stuff like that,
behind
like
the
the
counter.
major
And a
companies
big
are
reason
saying,
why
hey,
is they're
like, this
swinging
was
at
a
all
bad
kinds of
idea.
stuff
Like, you
that's
guys
not
made a
even in the
mistake
strike
here.
zone.
And he fouls this one off.
I don't. It doesn't doesn't really matter what I throw because if I
Here he
hit
comes
correctly
again,
on the
1-2.
meter with the settings the way I got them, yeah,
And
it will
he
go where I
rings
want
up
it to.
another one, making
But I rarely
9
ever can get
strikeouts
that
for him in the
because it's so
game.
crazy
Pretty
fast,
impressive
and
back-to-back
sometimes it's different
strikeouts to
speeds,
start the
even
inning.
on the same
What's
pitch,
even
just
more
based on where you
important
put the
is
pitch,
now he
and
gets to
it's
face
all
the
different.
middle of the order without anybody on base for them to drive in.
And so I might as well, you know, fuck
First
it. I mean, I might as well
baseman
just chunk
Eric Hosmer is
heaters
in.
right down the middle.
So go after the
Let's
first
see if there's any
pitch and
difference.
bounce
So, like,
it
I've been
into foul
working on them and
territory.
playing around. We're in the
First 2
fourth,
men
and
in
I've
the
yet to
inning have
allow a
both
hit.
gone down via the punch out,
could've
so we'll
come at
see
him
if he
with
can
heat.
fare any better.
Okay, he's just fouling him off. Would he do it 3 times in a row? Is he just going to foul it off every time?
Batter's going to have to find a way to regroup right there. That caught too much of the plate. He knew it. He missed it. He might not get another opportunity.
He can't hit it. He can't fucking hit it. But he can foul it off every fucking time.
Hit in the air down the right field line.
Really?
But this will wind up being a foul ball.
Nothing else I said matters. Nothing else I said matters because we didn't hit.
Royals go down.
What the fuck? MLB. Literally, this is your game. Let's see if this guy does the same thing. I'm not gonna touch anything but X. I'm just gonna throw the damn pitch every single time. Same fastball every time, right down the middle.
Now it's 0-2.
Strike 2.
Wow, there's a pitch right there that this guy would like to have back. Very rarely do you see a pitcher of this quality throw one right
foul.
down
Who'd
the
have thought?
middle, and boy, he took that one. He'd like to have that one back and be able to take a good hack at that pitch.
Slap the opposite way.
Oh, they got one.
The
they got one. Good for them. Good for them. I only threw, what, like 10 fastballs right down the middle before they got a hit.
Team's first hit of the game in the 5th inning. Let's see if it sparks some offensively.
You know, this will be interesting, D-Row, to see if
double play, bitch. Double play.
Once you get that first hit, several begin to fall after that one. So it'll be interesting to see if this guy can put the screws on this one and tighten things up and not allow any more base hits.
A fastball right down
I wonder
the
what
middle
he's
for a
going to
strike.
throw, man.
0-1 count. Here's the pitch.
One. You can hit that, right?
Fly
There
ball out
you
toward
go.
left center
Aired him
field.
out.
Andrews calls for it, and the inning is over.
Oh,
So
goodness.
put another 0. Here's the left fielder, Alex Gordon. He'll start things out in their half of the 6th as they look to shake things up.
I mean,
here
as
for
funny
a
as
lineup
this
that, quite
is,
frankly,
it's
has
fucking
been
sad.
non-existent
It's
today.
really sad.
No doubt about that.
That
They've been completely overmatched to this point. One hit through 5 innings.
And I guess they
what else
caught
can you
on.
say
They
about
seem to
the
know what
pitching
I'm
they
throwing
faced,
now.
Other than it's been fantastic. We'll see if that continues as we approach the later inning.
Look at that. I put that one in the fucking
Sample
dirt.
on the move.
And he still went down
gets
and got
there,
it.
and that's the second out.
That's the other thing. They
Digging
kept
in to
that
try it
in from
again.
last year where if I aim right here,
Strikeout victim in his
but I'm
first
off
try.
on the pitch and it lands right here, but he was already swinging right there because it was supposed to be a hit, he'll miss.
First
It's
pitch
still, you could
on its
actually
way.
work it against them doing that.
And that one right down Main Street.
That's one of those
throwing them
pitches
all
that
down
just
Main
float
Street.
over the
I wanna
plate.
see what happens. I wanna see if
99%
they
of the
can
time, the batter is taking at least the
do
first
anything.
pitch after 2 straight 1 pitch out. So you almost can
Or if they're just going
underhand
to
it
pop
up
out,
there.
fly out, and grind out every single time.
High in
Yep.
the air down the
Another
right
ground
field
out,
line.
or pop out, I mean.
Chew on the run. Into the corner. He makes the catch to end the inning. So the lineup
I mean, how
flips
long would you
over
leave a
and digging
pitcher in
in,
if he was
Lorenzo
winning? So,
Cain.
no,
He's
it doesn't
hitless in the game. To the rest of his team. And he'll step on first
See ya.
himself for the out.
Dude, you could play the whole game with one
Ready
fucking
for another
pitch.
shot now.
And you don't even,
Burns
if I was
has been
placing
0 for
these,
2
I'd be
efforts
striking all
to
these
this
guys
point.
out.
Check swing called strike 0-1. The
I
windup
should
and
do
the
that. I should
0-1.
do a stream where I play an entire game
Lifted
with
down the
nothing but
line and left.
fastball.
And this will wind up a foul ball.
See, a changeup, right?
That
Low
fastball
changeup
must
after
have a little
all
late
those
life on
fastballs.
it,
This thing
because
should
that
be a
was right in
killer.
the wheelhouse, and he
Forget
still
it.
wasn't able to get good wood on it.
85 mile
And
an
he
hour
goes down on
changeup.
strikes for the third time.
He's really racked up the strikeouts in this one, and this guy's been victimized 3 times.
Let's
already
really
today.
give him an easy.
He and this lineup
Can he
are
hit the
clearly
changeup?
having a
Can he
really
hit the
tough time
changeup?
picking
Nope.
him up.
Can he hit
And
the
it's
changeup?
0-1 to
Looking
the
for that
Kansas City
fastball
first
still. See,
baseman.
that's your problem. Oh, he caught up to it. Can he get
Now
it
the
this
pitch.
time? Can he get it this time? Skunked.
To his right, Sample.
Easy skunk.
And he'll step on the bag himself, and the inning is over. Add another 0 as it's up to 7 shutout innings so far. 8th inning coming up. It's the Rangers 7 and the Royals nothing.
This is sad. Like, this is fucking
Here now
sad.
is Chesler Cuthbert. We're in the 8th now, and nothing's changed
All
out
right,
there
what
on the
pitch should I
mound.
pitch this
Well, I've been
in?
very
Let's do the
impressed with how
curveball.
the starter's
Let's just
going
throw
about his
curveball.
business, Matt. He's looked really sharp, and it's hard to know if it's had any effect. But getting that early lead from his offense
This
could
is
have
the
really
curveball
helped
inning.
settle him
I'm not
in.
putting any movement. It's just
Textbook
landing
pitching
wherever it's
performance
landing.
so far in this one as we move into the later innings. first pitch strikes, how about over 90%? That's
Are you
about
fucking
as good as
kidding
it
me?
gets.
Are you fucking
Just
kidding me?
rolling right now, and
That
even
dude cannot
dozen
hit a
strikeouts for him in the
curveball.
ballgame.
Pretty textbook breaking ball for the punch out right there. Got it to bend a lot, and by the
I'm
time
striking
it got
guys
there,
out.
it had fallen
And I'm not
completely out
not
of the
doing
zone.
anything.
Not
I'm
much you
not
can do
hitting
with
my
that
pitches
pitch.
correctly. See, that was
Swung on
early.
and missed. It's 0-1. He's 0 for 2 in the ballgame so far. Hit sharply, but fouled down
They
the
were
right
doing
side.
better when I was actually
Can't
trying to
imagine he
place
comes
the
back with a
pitches.
third breaking ball. That hitter looked like he timed that one up pretty well and just fouling it away.
And right into the shift. And he'll take it to the bag himself for the out.
He's pitching like a fucking ace.
Ready for
doing
another
this.
chance.
Like,
Salvador
this
Perez.
is the problem.
It was a flyout
Who
for
else
him in
is
his
one of the
last
problems?
trip. First pitch curveball.
And I
swung
guarantee
on
I
and
could
missed
not
for
do
strike
this
one.
in the last game.
Into the windup. Here comes
there's
the
no
0-1.
Because if I place my fastball
Breaking
in the
ball
same
in for a
place more than
strike.
once in a row, like
So
I'm
far,
dead.
this has
They'll
been a
hit it.
terrific outing for this guy. Throwing well, keeping his pitches to a minimum,
This
locating
is
his
just-
fastball to both sides of the plate.
Watch, low
Good
curveball.
command of the
He's
off-speed
swinging.
pitches.
He's still
Very little
swinging.
traffic
I'm
on the
gonna shrink it,
bases
too.
so far. He couldn't have drawn up to be any better than he has been so far in this one.
Swung on in the dirt for the third strike.
What the
Lucroy
fuck are you
gathers.
swinging at?
The throw to
You
first
saw like
is in
6
time,
curveballs
and
in a
the
row.
inning is
You
over.
get one that's way outside and low, and you're like, oh,
KC
let me
down
swing
in
at
order.
this.
They're down by a touchdown, 7-0.
Fucking idiot. What should we throw now?
Here's
Let's
the
throw
left fielder,
sliders.
Alex
Fuck it,
Gordon,
let's throw
starting
sliders.
things for his side
We're gonna
in
throw
the
a slider.
ninth.
We're gonna put
They
every
face
one of
the
them right here
improbable
on
odds
the
of trying to come back in this one.
Yeah, not a lot of hope for them at this point. But these
Oh.
guys know these bats still count. At
Get
least
off
for
my
their own
plate,
stats.
bitch.
You can't mill in your chances as a professional.
The 1-0
There we
in
go.
the air out toward right field. Chu giving
Boy,
chase.
he wanted that one.
And that's the first out of the inning. Here's
I know why this is
Escobar, the
happening. It's
shortstop.
because
0
my
for 2 on his
fucking
line thus far.
HR9, my
That's
home
by him.
runs
It's
per
0-1.
game or whatever, is so low. Or, I mean, so high that it's refusing to allow them to hit home runs. So they're still clocking and they're still
One
hitting
out,
where they
nobody
should be
on.
hitting home runs because they know where the pitch is. It's the same pitch every time. But the game's not letting them hit a home run because of my HR setting. So even if I pitch badly,
Windup, here
my
comes the
HR
0-2
number
pitch.
being high means
Struck
they
him
can't hit
out
home
and make it
runs.
14
it's just,
punch-outs now
it
in
makes
the
no
game.
sense. Your stats should allow
Just about
you
everything
to pitch
he's
at the
doing is
maximum
working. All of his
potential for
pitches,
you.
great command,
Like
great
in your
location, and the big
understanding
key,
of how
with 2
pitches break,
strikes,
how a
he's
batter is
attacking the zone.
swinging,
With Merrifield
how
next
the
to
umpires
him.
call
He's their
balls and
last shot
strikes.
here
Like
with
there's a
2
lot
away
more
in
that
the
goes into
ninth as they
pitching
look
than
to
just
avoid
throwing
the
a
shutout.
pitch and
Yeah, Matt,
hoping
they
to
just
throw
haven't
fire
had
past
any
the guy
answer for
or
the great
have
pitching
enough break
so
to
far
just
in
move
this one.
past where he's swinging. Like that's not how
The
it works.
1-0 home.
If you've ever batted
taken
before,
for a
you
ball as
understand
that
like
slider
it's
broke off
actually
the
pretty
plate.
easy to make contact. It's not what
The
you're trying
2-0
to do
on
because
the
you
way.
know on certain pitches in certain areas,
A swing and a
if you
miss,
make
strike
contact,
one.
you're gonna fly out.
I'll
You're
tell
gonna
you,
hit a
we're in the
ground
later
ball.
stages of this ball game, but his fastball is still
And so you're
coming out of
looking
his
to
hand
make
with
certain
plenty on
types
it.
of contact. And
Now
that's
the
why,
2-1
you know, you can't just throw heat at a guy all day.
And
Because
that's
eventually he'll
taken for
figure it
strike
out and he'll
two
say,
as
okay.
now they're down to their final strike here this afternoon. KC down to their final strike in this one. Swing and a miss. He struck him out, and that'll do it here.
One
as
hit
the
shutout.
ball game is over.
90% of it was the exact same
pitches
pitches over and over
one-hit
and over
complete
again.
game.
I mean, you can see
So
how
hats
broke
off
this
for
game
him.
is just from
But
that
as a
right
pitcher,
there.
I know
That's
he's going to
insane.
wonder, like, what might have been. So close to a no-hitter, but
That's
it
insane.
wasn't meant to be.
The
That's
sad thing
baseball.
is, I can go do that exact same thing with a level 52 with this starting player. Like it's just garbage. So that's gonna do it, guys. Sorry, the stream was supposed to be the Knuckler. I guess we did a little bit of Knuckler earlier, but I mean that just shows you right there. It's this game's so broke. I don't know. Maybe it's not their fault. Maybe trying to set up the right numbers is just impossible because it's so random or something. I don't know. But last year was better, so even if there's no real room for improvement, you shouldn't be going backwards. And we'll leave it there. It's Sandman.